Hello, Elders, Mr. Lawrence here, and this is going to be the first midterm review video. I hope to post 3 or 4, maybe 5 of these before Tuesday. Wednesday's the day, but I want to get them up before Tuesday. All right, here we go. So, first of all, this is about Chapter 5. Yeah, I'm going to work backwards on it. I'm going to start with the current stuff to make sure you have mastered it, and then we'll back our way up. So this one will be about Chapter 5. Okay, we're doing the midterm review, calculating slope. Remember, the equation, or the formula to calculate slope, would be m equals, m stands for slope, the second y minus the first y, and that's over the second x minus the first x. We also call that the rise. Uh-oh. No, I didn't want a new version of Java. Thank you very much. Get out of my video, you silly advertisement. Oh my dear, what am I going to do? Skip this version. There we go. All right, very good. So, back to the video that we said that was rise over run. All right, there you go. All right, so remember, some of you really like to do this, and I think it's really smart. You label x1 and y1 above the coordinates, and x2 and y2. Doesn't matter which one you call x1, but you must call its partner y1, right? You can't mix the 1s and the 2s up. All right, so I'm going to calculate the slope on this one, and I'm going to do -4 minus -3, and notice I'm not doing it in my head, I'm showing it, and then 8 minus 6. And then if you're Trinity and you came up to the board one day, you learned that subtracting a negative is the same as adding a positive. Whop, whop. All right, -4 plus 3 is -1. 8 minus 6 is 2. And there you go. M equals -1/2. That's your slope. Okay? Now, it'd be really boring for you just to sit and watch all of me do this. So why would you want to do that? I don't know. So there's problem number 2. And there are problems 3 and 4. It would be really smart of you to pause the video right now and see if you can calculate the slope of the lines that pass through these points. All right, when you're ready, unpause the video and you will get to see my solutions. All right, here come my solutions. I'm assuming you've already tried 2, 3, and 4. This one here, I'm going to do them kind of quick. 9 minus 7 is 2. 6 minus 10 is -4. It's going to be -1/2. Now remember, it could be -1/2. It could be -1/2, like I said, or it could be 1/2. This one is very unusual. You don't see it much. Mathematicians tend to stay away from it, but any of these are the same. They are all equivalent to each other. So that's what you should get with number 2. Okay? On number 3, I'm going to do 2 minus -8. 2 minus -8. Because subtracting a negative is the same as getting a positive, adding a positive. So I'm going to have 10 for my numerator. Then I'm going to do 7 minus 7, which is 0. Am I ever allowed to divide by 0? No. You can either say this has no slope, this line has no slope. Okay. By the way, it'll be a vertical line. Yeah, vertical lines don't have any slope. Or you could say that the slope is undefined. Undefined, because there is no definition for division by 0 in mathematics. All right, finally, problem number 4 here. I'm going to do -7 minus -7. Whop, whop. Subtracting a negative, same as adding a positive. I'm going to get 0 for my numerator. And then I'm going to get 3 minus 2, which is 1. And 0 divided by 1 is 0. Now look, sometimes you guys get these mixed up. Okay, fine. Oh, not that one, this one. But you're allowed to use a calculator. So do 10 divided by 0 on your calculator, and you're going to get an error message. The answer is not error. The answer is that it's undefined. You can't ever divide by 0. If you do this one on a calculator, 0 divided by 1, you're going to get 0 for the answer. You're not going to get an error message. Pardon me. All right, so please make sure you're doing your best on the test, on the midterm. All right, direct variation. Let's see here. We had an equation for direct variation, and I think it was y equals kx. It's a linear equation. 0 is added to it, right? It's like plus 0. There's no number over here. And we know k is the constant of variation. So y varies directly as x. Y is 12 when x is 5. I've got to find x when y is 30. First step, step 1, find k. Find k. So I'm going to have y equals kx. I know y is 12. I don't know k. And I know that x is 5. All right. So I get k alone by dividing by 5. Divide by 5. And k is going to equal 12/5. I don't want to go mixed number here. It gets harder if I do. All right, so now I have to find x when y is 30. So step 2 is to use k and one other value to find the unknown. The unknown, the thing I do not know, the unknown. So in this case, the other value is 30, and the unknown is x. So y equals kx. I know that y is 30. I know that k is 12/5. How do I know that? I figured that out. And the unknown is x. So I'm going to multiply by 5 over 1 here and multiply by 5 over here. I'll bet Megan can tell me. I'm going to do that because it's going to get rid of my fraction. So I'm going to have 150 over or equals 12x. And now I've got a one-step equation. I'm going to divide by 12, divide by 12. It's getting ugly, but I'm just going to simplify this. I know for a fact that 3 is going in, and I think 2 is going in as well. I think 6 is going into both of these, yeah. Tell you what, maybe you can't tell that 6 is going in, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them both in half. So 150 over 12. If I cut them both in half, I'm going to get 75 over 6. All right, now I know they're both divisible by 3, so I'm going to divide by 3 and get 25 over 2, and that's what x is. X equals 25 over 2, or you could say 12.5. You could go mixed number there. I'd never go mixed number for k, but I would go mixed number for x or y, all right, just because k is really a slope in disguise. All right, I could have swore I had a second problem on here. All right, guess I don't, but that's direct variation. Okay, now slope-intercept form. And remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. And the b is the y-intercept. Y-intercept. That's a place where the line is going to cross the y-axis. And m is the slope. M is the slope. Now remember, this has to be a linear equation, and y must be alone. Did you hear that? Y must be alone. Y must be alone. Alone must be the y. All right, very good. So I've got this blue equation over here. First of all, I check, is it linear? Yes, it is. Then I check, is y alone? Yes, y is all by himself over here, or herself. So my y-intercept is the point 0, 4. I'm going to plot 0, 4. You know, I really don't like this graph because it doesn't have the origin or either of the axes. Oh, pardon me. Somebody needs a nap. All right, 0, 4 is right there. And then I use my slope. Now my slope is negative 1 over 2. Or I could use 1 over negative 2. They mean the same thing. I can't make them both negative, then my fraction wouldn't be negative. My numerator is my rise number. My denominator is my run number. So I am going to infinitely clone this. And I'm going to use this first slope here, and I'm going to rise negative 1. I'm going to run 2. And then from that new point, I'm going to rise negative 1 and run 2. And there you go. How about if I rise positive 1 and run backwards 2? positive 1, back 2. All right, so now I'm ready to draw my line. Up 1 over 2, looks like right about there. And I know in school, on my smartboard, I have a hard time getting the line to show up, so I just draw it by hand, but on this one, it'll be quite simple to do. And let's change the color on that. There we go. All right, there we go. Okay, now, this red one here, there's a problem. Y is not alone, right? Y is not alone. So I'm going to have to subtract 7 from both sides, okay? And then y will be alone, 2x plus 3. Now, I'm not going to tell you anymore. Let's see if you can graph it, okay? So you can go ahead and pause the video and see if you can get a graph. If you're still watching at this point, I assume that you're ready to graph, see the solution. It looks like my slope is 2 over 1. Something like that. And so now I'm ready to draw my line, draw my line, I'll 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 draw my line. All right, so there's that, and that, and that. And there you go. All right, on this next one, number 3, I'm not going to help you at all. You're going to do it all. All right? I'll leave you to it. I'll show you my solution in a minute. Have you paused the video and tried it yet? Do it on graph paper. Be a lot easier. All right, here comes my solution. First thing I'm going to do is divide by -4. Divide by -4. Divide by -4. And I'm going to end up with y equals -3/4 x plus 2. Oh, my y-intercept is there. I go down 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. Oh, I'm kind of running out of room. Maybe I'll go up 1, 2, 3. Let me use this slope instead of -3 over 4. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, and then left 1, 3, 4. And there we go. I've got 3 points. I've got 3 points. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. There is our line. Okay, there's one more type of problem I want to do. This might seem a little bit weird to you, but it was on your homework, but we didn't get a chance to do it yet, so we're going to do it now. Okay. This one says, in slope-intercept form, write a linear equation of the line passes through the points 4, -12, and 7, 3. Well, my slope-intercept equation is y equals mx plus b. I'm going to go ahead and find my slope first. If you'd like to pause the video and find your slope, that would be awesome. Looks like my slope is going to be 3 plus 12. How did I get plus 12? Because it was minus a minus. Whop, whop. And then I'm going to have 7 minus 4. And so my slope is going to be 15 over 3, which is better said, it's 5. So my slope is 5. Now, I need b. I know m. Right now I could write this much. I could say 5x plus b. If I could figure out what b equals, I could write the rest of the equation in slope-intercept form. Well, it just so happens I know m is 5, right? I know x. Don't know b, leave it a variable. And I do know y. If you look at either of these points, it doesn't matter which one you want, you have 2 x's and 2 y's. You can pick either of those points. I think I'll pick this one. I'm going to put 3 in y's place and 7 in x's place. I'm going to simplify this as best I can. Subtract 12 to solve for b. And I'll get -9 equals b. And I thought I heard somebody saying that out over and over again. You are absolutely correct. So my equation, my linear equation in slope-intercept form is y equals 5x minus 9. There you go. Now, just another one for practice. Same thing, right? In slope-intercept form, write a linear equation of the line that passes through those 2 points. Okay, so I'm going to have you pause the video and try it. My solution will come up in a minute. Hi, James. How are you? I'm just about done. Would you like to say hello?
Yeah.
Say hello quickly.
Hi.
All right. Tell them good luck on your midterm.
Good luck on your midterm.
All right. Here we go. Here comes my solution. First, I find the slope. So I'm going to do -3 minus -6. Subtracting a negative is like adding a positive. Whop, whop. And then -7 minus 3. And so I'm going to get 3 over -10. Or a -10/3. All right, now I know the slope. We use y equals mx plus b. I'm going to use an x and a y. And my slope, pardon me. And then I will solve for b. This one's going to be a little bit ugly. So I'm going to put, let me see here. I'm going to put -6 there. I'm going to get 3/10, but it's a -3/10. I'm going to be multiplying that by a +3 over 1, and then adding b. All right, so when I do this, I'm going to get a -9/10 plus b, -6 over there. I'm going to add 9/10 to both sides. And so that would be like -5 1/10, right? So if I had 6 minus 1/2, that would be 5 1/2. Well, if I do 6 minus 9/10, I'm going to get a whole number of 5. And I'm going to ask myself, what makes this a whole? What would make 9/10 a whole? 9/10 plus blank equals 1 whole. Well, if I add 1/10 to it, I get 10/10, and 10/10 is the same as 1, isn't it? Okay, so that's how I did that. Now, by the way, that would be the positive version, but since it's -6 plus 9/10, it's just going to give me a negative answer. All right, so that's what b is. So now I can write my equation. Y equals, and let me see, what was my slope there? Was it -3/10, -3/10 x, and then -5 1/10. And that is your linear equation written in slope-intercept form of the line that goes through those 2 points. All right, that's it for this video. Wishing you well. I hope you watch it. Watch it more than once if you need to. Mr. Lawrence signing off. Have a good night, everybody.